Hello, Jenny Lee. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Okay, Bob. Can I listen to your headset?
No, you don't.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. That is, Jenny, I don't mean to embarrass, that's a very,
Bouncy walk.
very bouncy walk that you've got there, and I'll just try to look at the audience more than I usually do. What problems bring you to our show today, Jenny?
I do the bouncy walk because I'm practicing. Actually, I'm thinking of making a comeback in show business.
I think you just did.
I think
Well, what do you do in show business, as if I might guess?
No, Bob.
I was a stripper, a burlesque queen. Maybe you've seen me.
Well, we've seen most of you.
No, Bob, no, come on, now. Well, now, how did you, I've always been intrigued by that era of show business. How did you get started in burlesque, Jenny?
When I was in high school, I read an ad in the paper in Kansas City, Missouri. Chorus girls wanted no experience necessary, so I went over there and they hired me, and from then on I used to hang out at the burlesque.
That should have gotten you a job, indeed.
Sure.
You said chorus girls? Didn't you have the sandpaper?
No, chorus, not chorus.
Oh, thank you very much for pointing that out.
So, you got into burlesque. How did you like it? How'd you do while you were working?
Oh, I loved it, and I did very well. I became a big name, and I was known as the Bazoom Girl. Miss 44 and plenty more.
'44. Well, let's see.
I guess that has something to do with statistics, doesn't it? 44.
Well, actually, I was 42, but if you throw in the tassels, it's 44.
Throw in the tassels.
Yeah, what the heck? Well, now, I take it you wore these tassels, then. Why did you wear the tassels? A part of your act?
That was part of my act, yes. First, I would come out, and I would walk, spin the tassels. Then I would spin the bust and the tassels. And then... I don't know. That's what I used to do.
Sort of like an airplane, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was twirling them. I looked like a twin-engine airplane.
It's the only way to fly.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, where did you perform your act? Where did you take off
yes,
from it?
I performed in the burlesque circuit back east and all over the world. Wherever there was men, you could find me. And yeah, I did pretty good. I was making about $1,500 a week then, and that wasn't too bad those days.
That's not too bad today if you're a ventriloquist, too.
So, and I missed out on that whole era. Do you have any, I take this might be a picture of yourself
yes,
as your...
this I think will pass the censors.
I sincerely hope so.
So, you mind if I take a look here?
How about a long, hard look here?
Wow. Well,
You sort of make Dolly Parton look like a boy.
yes, you do, don't you?
Thank you.
A wooden boy.
Yeah, indeed. Well, that's great. I'm sorry, I'm flashing out here. When does a stripper normally retire? Is there an age that at which...
You can't keep up the schedule?
Bob, please.
When the audience starts yelling, put it back on, that's the time to retire.
That's the...
And I knew this one stripper back in New York City. I won't mention her name because she might be a friend of yours.
Oh, she is, I'm sure.
She had a 54-inch chest.
Oh, she's a friend.
Yeah.
And her whole act was to sit around trying to stand up. She could do that till she's 90.
When was the last time you worked, Jenny?
I worked earlier this year in San Francisco. I went up there to put on the annual Strippers Convention because I'm president of the Exotic Dancers League, and I did such a good job that they asked me to stay over and work in the club.
Did you get some offers from that show, and that's what you're thinking about?
I have had an offer from Canada for a couple grand a week.
Do they want a ventriloquist?
Maybe. I would take the job, actually, $2 grand a week. That sounds like a...
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. However, there's a big but.
Well, if you were a big hit in San Francisco, it seems like this is in Canada, right?
Yes.
It wouldn't be that different, would it? Canadians?
Well, in Canada, I had just put on the strippers convention. I mean, in San Francisco, I just put it on, and they knew who I was up there. But in Canada, it's a different situation. You know, I don't want to be like the old champion fighter who's trying to make a comeback and everybody feels sorry for him. So I want to ask the panel's advice what they think I should do.
So you want to know if you should make a comeback?
Yes.
Come backstage and we'll talk about it.
Well, all right, Jenny, let's ask our panel of experts. We're going to ask two of our experts to comment on this. That was a bad choice of words, wasn't a bad idea. Yes, on the story at hand here. Our first expert is one of the country's leading psychologists. Here is Dr. Joyce Brothers. Hello, Dr. Brothers.
Hello. Jenny, I've seen some stripper joints along Sunset Strip where it says for adults only. If you're not an adult when you go in, you certainly are when you come out. I do think that you ought to go to Canada. Stripping is really a matter of performance, and if you have an act, and there are strippers who range in age up to 60 or even 65, and it's the illusion that you create. And you seem like fun, and I think you can put on a performance, and I would suggest that you just... psychologists have found that strippers are really no different psychologically from other women. The main difference is that they develop early, and they develop their bosoms early, and they do enjoy a performance. So I would suggest you go to Canada and experience the call of the wild again.
Thank you.
I heard it. Okay, Jay. Yes, indeed. Did Joyce say that there were some strippers that were 66?
If that's 44, I want to see it.
Okay, now, Bob, our next expert is an astrologer who is a resident psychic for International Hilton Hotels. And by the way, astrology is not based on scientific fact, but is here for entertainment. Here is Ruth Revson. Hello, Ruth.
Hi there. Well, Jenny, you know, you're born with the cusp on Scorpio. That's the sex sign.
Oh.
Plus, you know, you have Leo rising, and that's exhibitionism. So, you know, what more could you ask? Stripping is a natural for you. Not only that, but you have Neptune right in your first house. This is dreams and illusions. You could be 550 pounds, or you could have, you know, 2-inch bust. You're still going to put on the best show around. But I need to ask you a question. Are you happy with your life right now, or do you want some excitement?
Well, I like to keep my foot in, yes. A little excitement here and there.
Well, if you want some excitement, I suggest go for it. You'll have a ball, you'll have a good time, and you'll enrich your life. Stripping always did help you. It always will. It's your thing.
Thank you.
Okay, Ruth. All right. They love you. Okay, Jenny, we're gonna give you a chance to earn some money right now, and there's no music involved. We're gonna ask the audience to vote on the person they think gave you the best advice here, and when you come back, we'll see if you can second-guess our audience. Right so far, Bob?
Right, keep going.
Yeah. So, audience, who do you think gave us the best advice? Was our psychologist or our astrologer? And we'll be right back to the board. We'll see Jenny at lunchtime.
One day, when the turtle was out for his stroll, he bumped into what he thought was another turtle. "Who are you?" he said. "I'm an armadillo." "You have chocolate?" asked the turtle. "Creamy milk chocolate, caramel, buttery caramel, and nuts, almonds." "Almonds? Big chunks of almonds, which reminds me, if I'm called an armadillo because I'm made with almonds, why are you called a turtle?"
Zellers asks, do you have to pay top dollar to get top quality? You be the judge. This week at Zellers, get this CGE coffee maker for just $56.77. This Molinex food processor is just $59.97. And this Iona air cleaner is just $34.97 this week.
So if you've heard the theory that you have to pay a lot to get a lot, discount it. We have. Shop Zellers this Christmas. Only you'll know how little you paid.
Nestle makes it
Richly.
Nestle makes it
Creamly.
Nestle makes it
Thickly.
richly, creamly, thickly, Nestle.
Introducing the richest and creamiest of all the leading cocoa mixes. New Nestle Rich and Creamy Hot Cocoa Mix.
It's the richest, creamiest.
New Nestle Rich and Creamy Hot Cocoa Mix.
Richly, creamly, thickly, Nestle.
I sit here for hours, and I always end up getting a bad pain in my back.
Sitting here in traffic gives me a throbbing pain in the lower part of my back.
Me too.
It's Back Relief by Ronco.
Its adjustable vibrating massage unit can be positioned for concentrated relief. If you need back relief, or you know someone who needs back relief, give them the perfect Christmas gift, and they'll say,
Bye-bye, backache.
Bye-bye, backache.
Bye-bye, backache.
Bye-bye, backache.
Available at these fine stores.
We didn't lose one viewer that entire time, Jenny. I mean, nobody left their television. They didn't even blink during the commercial. So, but now both advice givers kind of gave the same advice. They both said get back into stripping. However, it was a little bit different approach, and we asked the audience to kind of pick on the, not pick on.
That's a bad choice of words.
Yeah, pick the person that kind of gave the best advice and based upon whatever. So, with that in mind, along an explanation, who do you think that the audience voted for?
I think they voted for the psychiatrist, Dr. Joyce Brothers.
Okay, let's see if you're right. Well, our psychologist, Dr. Joyce Brothers, got a little over half of the audience vote, 56%. That's $560 to you. Congratulations. So, obviously, not only were you popular with the advice givers, popular with the audience, what are you going to do? Jenny, whose advice are you going to take?
I'm going to take their advice, Dr. Joyce Brothers' advice, and I'm going to make my comeback in show business.
Well, we would like to be there.
Sitting on the front row.
Yes,
Thank you.
We will catch and tackle. Nice answer, Jenny Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being on our show. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yes. Okay, if you'd like to know how you can be on our show, Rod Roddy's going to tell you.
How'd you do it? How do we do it, Rod?
If you live in or plan to be visiting the Los Angeles area and would like to appear on So You Think You Got Troubles, write down your troubles and your telephone number and send it to Troubles. Post Office Box 3237, Hollywood, California, 90028.
And we will be right back with another guest after this word from one of our sponsors, so don't stay tuned and listen.
Today, most everything works on batteries, and batteries are really expensive. That's why my family gave me the Ronco battery tester. Just insert a AAA, AA, C, or D battery. Test 9-volt transistor batteries here. Now I'm sure my flashlight will work in an emergency. My calculator won't let me down when I need it. I finally got a gift I can really use, the Ronco battery tester. A perfect Christmas gift, and it's only $9.95.
Available at these fine stores.
This microphone is really hot. It's cold. It's hot.
Love 30, and I love my Mr. Microphone.
Another Mr. Microphone. It's fantastic.
Hey, good looking on the back. Pick you up later.
Bernice, what do you want for Christmas?
What else, Georgie? Mr. Microphones by Ronco.
Available at these fine stores.
I'm not inconsiderate. I know my cigarette or cigar smoke irritates my family, and it smells bad, too.
That's why I went out and bought Ronco's portable smokeless ashtray.
It filters out irritating smoke, allowing my family to breathe cleaner, fresher-smelling air.
Velcro fastens secures the portable smokeless ashtray to prevent it from moving.
This Christmas, show you really care. Give smokeless ashtrays by Ronco. They make fabulous Christmas gifts.
Available at these fine stores.
Next on the People's Court, a good Samaritan gets stiffed.
Did they ask you to go to the store and buy groceries for them?
No, they asked me for the groceries out of my house.
So what about that $100 worth of groceries?
Your Honor, he gave us maybe 2 TV dinners.
They admit he was a good guy, but...
The only money I agreed to pay him back when I got it was the money for that gas bill and the $5 in cash.
It's the case of the welcome mat that got stepped on.
The People's Court, Friday at 5 on WGR TV 2, Cable 3.
Rod Roddy had a small accident while we were out.
Yeah, he fought.
Yeah, Rod, who is our next guest? Who is it?
Well, Bob and Jay from Palm Springs, California. God.
God?
Yes.
We're gonna make the 10 o'clock news with this one.
Yes. Well, God, I guess I can call you by your first name. Welcome to our show. No, wait a minute. Is this really your name?
Yes, Jay, that's really my name. God.
How did you ask, Bob?
Yeah, how did you get the name God?
Well, it wasn't my original name. I wasn't born with that name. I changed my name to God.
Oh, then it's kind of short for Godzilla?
No. No. What is your original name, God?
Well, it wasn't that bad. Terrell Williams.
Nice name. Why did you change it to God, then?
It's
God?
because of this cosmic experience I had 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I was working alone in my apartment one night, and out of the blue, I was literally knocked down by a flash of light, and 3 extraterrestrial beings appeared to me.
I think they're here now. Extraterrestrials, you say?
Right.
Yeah, how did you know that they were extraterrestrials?
Well, they told me, Bob. They said they were from the star Sirius.
Are you serious?
Well, why were they just out for a drive, or why did they come and visit? Why were they visiting you, God?
Well, they told me that I'd been chosen to lead the world from the Piscean age into the Aquarian age, and that one of the first things I had to do was to change my name to God.
So that they wanted you to change your name to God, right? So God, what was the first thing that you did for the future of the world after you changed your name? What was
I told my mother.
And what did your mother tell you to do?
Well, she immediately rushed me down to USC Hospital to see if I was on drugs.
Drugs? Angel dust? Bob.
She wasn't sure. She wasn't sure.
Well, with this experience, God, how can you account for extraterrestrials visiting you? Okay, is there
Well, I think I flipped into what's called cosmic consciousness. It's been described and so on.
I'd say you slipped into something. I think 35 RTM.
I think so, really. Well, now, how did changing your name? Did you do it legally? How did you go about it?
Yeah, I had 3 attorneys, and they said, "Hey, kid, you're wasting your money because no judge is going to grant this petition." So I went ahead and did it myself. Went before a judge, and he said, since no one's objecting, he would legally change my name. And so from that moment on, I was legally God.
So legally, you're a God.
Yeah.
Can you get royalties from the Bible?
I don't know. I never checked
Sounds like a
into
good
that.
plan to me. You probably have a good lawsuit against Charlton Heston, I would say.
Well, he was doing Moses, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Well, you know, I haven't read your book in too long here, I'm afraid. But yeah, what is it in your driver's license? You have
God.
Must get you out of a lot of tickets.
I guess so.
Well,
I try to drive carefully.
Are you listed in the phone book as God?
No,
or?
as a matter of fact, I can't get in the phone book. That's one problem.
Not even the Yellow Pages?
I know. Well, I didn't try. I didn't try, Bob. I'll try.
Well, you know why? It's because the phone company thinks they're God.
I think that they are.
I think they are, too.
So why won't the phone company let you be in the book listed as your legal name now?
Well, you have to have 2 names.
Well, I guess you could change it to George Burns.
I guess so. So you changed your...
It's too esoteric.
Yes, it is. So you changed your name. What the world assignment, saving the world of the Aquarian age?
Yeah.
Are you doing that right now? Or are you...
No, right now I'm unemployed.
It's so hard for world leaders to get work, isn't it?
What work are you out of, God?
Well, I was in the broadcasting industry for 15 years. I had a TV show and was a DJ and so on.
Well, why can't you go back to doing that now?
Well, because no TV station wants to take on anyone named God.
You'd think they'd at least let you do the weather.
I would think so. So what have you...
A few lightning bolts here and there.
So what kind of job are you looking for now, God?
Well, right now I'm taking anything that comes along, gardening or odd jobs or anything that's offered.
I guess you could only say, God, what a good gardener.
I guess it would be. So what would you like to ask?
Well, it is transformation of the world, gardening, when it gets down to it. You know?
I guess it is, really.
Yeah,
I mean, we're being very silly. I think every time I say that, it's God always stops me there, and you've been a good sport. Well, what would you like to ask our panel about today?
Well, my big problem, of course, is that most people think I'm crazy, and I think so myself sometimes, you know. But what I'd like to do is take a lie detector test to find out if I really did have, or to prove that I had that experience. And before I spend the money and go through the trauma of the possible results, I'd like to know the panel's opinion.
Well, that's a great question. I can see the headlines now. God takes a lie detector test.
Right on. Why not?
Well, let's ask our experts to see. Our first expert, we're going to hear from two today. Our first expert is astrologer Ruth Revson. Hello, Ruth.
Hi, and hi, God.
Hi.
How you doing? I did your chart for your birth time when you were still Terrell Williams.
Yeah.
And I discovered some very interesting things. First of all, you're Leo. You're a natural communicator. You also have 3 planets in your 12th house. Now, the 12th house in astrology indicates occult experiences, mystical vibrations, cosmic consciousness, other worlds. So I believe you. You really could have had the experience. But I also asked the producers to get me the date you changed your name.
Yeah.
And they told me it was October 6, 1981. I did the chart on this date. And you know what?
What?
Those people from Sirius, or wherever they were from, made an awful mistake. They had you change your name on the worst day possible. Mercury went retrograde that day. That causes problems, delays. So my advice to you is this. Change your name back to Terrell Williams, whose chart is strong and positive and really can change the world. Because for you, God's chart is dead.
All right, Ruth. Our next expert is a founding pastor of the Crystal Cathedral and a minister whose television program, The Hour of Power, is the most widely viewed church service in the United States. Here is Dr. Robert Schuller.
Hello, Dr. Schuller.
Well, hello. You know, the question that comes to my mind is, first of all, if you were God, why did you need 3 E.T. people to tell you?
Well, that's just the way it came down.
I see. Another thing that strikes me is I've been talking to God for 50 years and I don't recognize. My advice to you is this. Number one, you'll never be able to succeed with the name of God, because in Judaism and in the Judaic Christian society, that would be considered a profane use of the word. Finally, my advice is, for goodness sakes, get out of that name while the getting is good, and change your name back to Terry Williams. The reason, I think, what your subconscious was saying is, you have the capacity to do a lot of good in life if you will become God-like. And a good, positive, healthy religion can be good for you.
All right, Dr. Schuller, thank you. Yeah, very good. Well, I tell you what, you wouldn't think that God would need any money, but we're going to give you a chance to earn some. We're going to ask the audience to vote on the person they think gave the best advice.
Okay.
And then we're going to see if you can second-guess the audience. So, ready to go, Bud? Yes. Remind the audience who to vote for.
Audience, either vote for the astrologer or our minister, and we'll be right back after this.
Very good. Right, we'll be right back.
It sneaks up on you, grabs you, shakes you. The uncontrolled cough. But today there's Benylin to quiet coughs quickly, effectively, without a prescription. Doctors have introduced Benylin to families for over 30 years and recommend it in the same full strength more than any other cough suppressant you can buy. The strength of Benylin, available without prescription from Park Davis.
It's important to read the label before taking any drug product. Not just to find out how much to take, but exactly what you're taking. That's especially true of pain relievers. This label holds no surprises. For your headaches, aspirin contains just one ingredient, a simple, effective way to relieve headache pain. If aspirin can't relieve your headaches, you should see your doctor. Aspirin is pain relief you can trust.
When my husband gets a miserable cold, he can turn into a little kid, especially when a cough comes along with it. That's why I give him Triaminical DM. It has dextromethorphan to control that cough, plus a proven decongestant to ease a cold's miseries, too. With a cough control and a decongestant, he's back to his old self before long.
Triaminical DM, one of the Triaminic family of cough and cold products. It's for all the kids in your family.
And stay out of the puddles.
The Ronco Roller Measure. It gives you a digital readout in feet and inches. Measures floors without getting on your hands and knees. Measures ceilings without the use of a ladder. The Miracle Broom. It combines the electric power of a vacuum with the convenience of a broom. Great for sofas and chairs. Bugs and insects on your patio. The Ronco Egg Scrambler.
Ever taste a hard-boiled egg with no yolk in the middle?
Make one with an inside-the-eggshell egg scrambler.
The Roll-A-Measure, Miracle Broom, and Egg Scrambler, all great Christmas gifts.
Available at these fine stores.
Okay, we're back. Yes, indeed. God is with us. I hope God is with us, please. Yes. Now, God, we're going to ask you who the audience picked. Who do you think that the audience voted for?
Well, I think the audience voted for the minister, Dr. Robert Schuller.
Well, let's see if you're right. Dr. Robert Schuller got 90% of our audience vote. That's $900 to you. Congratulations. Yes. So obviously you did go with the audience there. Whose advice are you going to take, God?
Dr. Schuller.
Absolutely, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to become more godlike. I think that's the secret of the whole thing.
terrific. And if you ever do take that lie detector test, let us know. I'd like to hear the results. Fascinating story, and thanks for being here and being such a good sport. A nice hand for God, legally and professionally. Bye. We got to go. Join us next time on So You Think You Got Troubles, maybe.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
John's going to do it.
Some contestants will receive a World Atlas from your American Red Ball agent, worldwide movers who help your moving troubles disappear by taking special care moving your family possessions. American Red Ball. Plus, new Campho-Phenique Lip Balm, the medicated protection stick that moisturizes and helps protect your lips from sun and wind. From the makers of Campho-Phenique Antiseptic. Plus, Clorette's Gum and Mint. The breath deodorant helps your mouth's own freshening power eliminate bad breath. Costs a little more, but it's worth it. Clorette's, the breath deodorant. So You Think You Got Troubles is produced by Ralph Edwards Productions in association with Stu Billick Productions. This is Rod Roddy speaking.
The biggest home furnishings event in this area's history is going on right now. The complete liquidation of the FWS 1803 Elmwood Avenue location. Over $1 million worth of inventory must be sold.
King-size beds from $198.88 complete, or bunk beds just $78.88 a set. Charming grandfather clocks $398.88 and up, and solid oak pedestal tables $118.88 unfinished.
FWS 1803 Elmwood Avenue, corner of Hurdle.
One day, when the turtle was out for his stroll, he bumped into what he thought was another turtle. "Who are you?" he said. "I'm an armadillo." "You have chocolate?" asked the turtle. "Creamy milk chocolate. Caramel?" "Buttery caramel." "And nuts?" "Almonds." "Almonds?" Big chunks of almonds, which reminds me, if I'm called an armadillo because I'm made with almonds, why are you called a turtle?
Wouldn't it be nice to drink a hot cup of coffee on the way to work every morning? But you can't, because ordinary cups spill. Introducing Auto Cup by Ronco, the amazing no-spill cup. Just press the lever and drink. Release it and it's automatically sealed. Introducing the Ronco Glass Froster, for there's nothing like a cold beer served in a frosted glass. Just press the lever and frost glasses for mixed drinks, wine glasses, or dessert glasses. The Auto Cup and the Glass Froster, great Christmas gifts for under $10.
Available at these fine stores.
Jeff.